Welcome back to Not Real Fishing, everybody, and today we are doing something a little bit different, but I'm also excited. So in the past few weeks we've been using the cane pole, well, the past few months we've been using the cane pole a lot more, and I've noticed that I'm using a lot of soft plastics, and anytime I start to rely on one specific type of fishing presentation for a long period of time, I like to change it up and learn a new technique. I've used like spoons and jigging spoons every couple times on the channel, but not like consistently, and I want to get better at it. So what we're gonna do today is I do have some spoons that I've bought that I have, and I haven't used them forever because soft plastics are just so effective and so easy. So today's plan is to use nothing but spoons. I'm only gonna bring my spoon box and some line, which I just realized I forgot, but that's fine, and some fishing line. That's it. Not going to use any teasers on the end, just the spoon, and try to learn how to do an accurate presentation on the cane pole. Because with a regular rod and reel, you can cast out, you can jig it off the bottom, you can retrieve it in real slow and get the nice wobble. But doing it on a cane pole is a little bit different because you have a shorter reach, it sinks faster. Jigging vertically works really well, but that's not always an option for every spoon type. And also, I've made some homemade spoons that we're gonna try those as well. And that's the second part of this video that I wanna do, is see how the action is on the homemade spoons. The spoons that I made are nothing new. I've seen them on other YouTube channels that people have made, but I'm doing them a little bit different, not much. The main difference is how they're gonna present on a cane pole versus a regular rod and reel, or a lot of people I've seen use them in the deep sea. They'll take an entire spoon and drill some holes in it and drop it down, and that works. But I don't know how that's gonna work in shallow creeks, so I'm not gonna go out there with an entire spoon. But I have made some spoon lures, and we'll give that a try when we get there. And yeah, so let's get to the water and hopefully catch some fish. All right, guys, we're approaching the water now. We've got a little bit more flow than last time we came here, which is good because we're gonna need it to get a little bit more action on our bait. Oh yeah, definitely a little bit more water. I do see some movement already at the far end. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and rig these up before we walk over that way, and I'll show you what we're working with today. So we're gonna carry our 12 footer and our 10 footer, or sorry, wait, 14 and 10. And what I've got here is, for starters, you guys have probably seen these, just the whole bottle cap lures. I made 2 of those. They're not my favorite. I was really more excited for the spoons. So these are 2 that I made. I was originally going to tie some teasers on the end, but I didn't have my fly tying vise. It's in storage, so we're probably going to use these when we get to that deeper pool in the back. But we're also going to try these out, which is the back end of the spoon. And then I've got one slightly larger. So that's what we're going to start with, probably this one first. I do have these smaller ones that I will try if we don't get anything on the homemade ones. And that's kind of the goal right now. I'm going to put the smaller spoon on the 10-foot rod because I'm going to be mostly targeting bluegill and maybe some smaller bass with that. And if these work really good, maybe eventually later I'll make a video on how to make them, but you can kind of find them everywhere on YouTube. So it's not really a super crazy, you know, outside of the box thing. But if y'all are interested, you know, maybe I'll still do it. If they work really good, which they should. I mean, it's just like a regular spoon. It's just a hell of a lot cheaper. Because, I mean, you can go play for like a little Clio. I think they're like $3 or $4 a piece. Whereas you can go to Walmart and buy these spoons to make these for, I think I paid $1.87. And I got 3 spoons, and you get 3 of the bigger ones, which look like a little Clio to me. You get 3 of those, And then you'd also get 2 of the smaller ones. So that's the... Now, I wanted to crush the barbs on these treble hooks because I don't like treble hooks, but they do have a better hookup ratio on spoons, in my opinion. It's the only time I really use them. Would this fit in here? I wonder if this will fit in this bag. I'm using a medical bag to carry my stuff today, and I wonder if this tackle box will fit in there. Well, looky there. It fits perfectly. Ain't that convenient? Oh no, ain't that convenient. So, well, maybe it doesn't fit perfectly, but it fits. Alright, so I'll let y'all know when we get to the water. I'll walk over there in a second. Alright guys, we've made it to the water. I've already managed to hook my shirt. We're going to start over here where it's a little bit deeper instead of starting at the very beginning where we normally do. Only because those fish kind of saw me. I see a bass right in front of me already. I can't see the action of this, so I don't know what to expect yet. I see some little bluegill. It's really hard to fish this from this angle. My line's not really long enough. It's definitely got a nice little drop to it. Definitely needs a bit more. Oh, Jesus, that's a big spider. I thought that was a piece of whatchamacallit, piece of grass, and it was a big spider. Alright guys, moving down a little bit more. It definitely has good action. I mean, for what it is, it's pretty good. And for only being basically a 50-cent lure, the only issue I can really say with it maybe is it's a little bit too small for this area. I do see a little bass. If I can get him to eat it, maybe. Alright guys, I see a smaller bass over here by this log. He's maybe I don't know if that was a bite or if that was a... Got our first nibble. Second nibble. Got a big old bluegill, guys. Big old bluegill. Where's the warmouth? There we go. So, First fish on the homemade spoon. Can you get out my face, Mr. Mosquito? Get my forceps out here and there we go. I hear you. Very, very pretty. Nice size. Is it a bluegill? Warmouth? I can't even tell. A very pretty fish. We're gonna let him go straight down. All right. That was one. So when we get to so we got one on the spoon, so we know it works. I'm just gonna keep fishing with it until we get to the really deep part, and then I'm probably gonna bring out the 14-footer and put on the one that reminds me of a little Cleo. See a bass over that way, see if he'll eat it. Alright guys, we are switching to this, and hopefully this is going to get us something a little bit bigger. We will see though. I mostly just want to see the action. I know it's going to have a good sinking action, but I'm curious about the retrieve. Well, it sinks real slow. Oh yeah, it works really good. A lot of flutter. A lot of action. On a straight pull in, got a nice little wobble. It almost has too much action. It just flips around everywhere. I can feel it. Curious how it fishes if I retrieve it fast. Oh yeah, that looks really good. The only thing missing is, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see. If you guys can get a look at the water and see if it picks up at all. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I can't tell on the GoPro camera. It's too There are definitely a lot of them following it. I mean, even bluegill are chasing after it. They're not hitting it yet, but they're chasing after it, which is a good sign. Alright guys, we're changing from the Cleo to one that's similar to the one we used earlier, but it's a little bit longer. We're going to give that one a try. Hopefully it'll have a little bit more action than the short one, but Oh look, tree pounder. Huh. Good to see they're still out there. Alright. I'm gonna move over this way just a little. Fish this little deep pool before we fish it completely.